Hey everyone, welcome back to Shipbox Garage. So today what I'm going to do is show you how to polish up alloy wheels so they've got a nice sheen, nice shine, glossy finish, and I'm going to use these as an example. So as you can see, they're quite dull in finish, I suppose, so we're going to see if we can get that a bit better. Now this is going to be predominantly with sandpaper. There are other ways of doing this, a buffing job. This is probably a bit more labor intensive, but it's what I've got at the moment, and I've done it before and it works pretty well, so going to see if we can replicate the success I've had before. Okay, so as you can see, this wheel's actually not in bad condition. Tiny little bit of gutter rash there. That's about it. There's nothing really else here that's bad. This is, as you can see, it's pitted in there, I guess. You can see that in the darkness here. Seems to be the case everywhere here. So I mean, I'm not going to worry about any of the inside there. Maybe one day I'll paint them. Well, I don't mind the red at the moment, so alright, first things first, I'm going to give it a clean. I'm just going to do it with car wash and hot water and a sponge. It would probably be best if you could do that first, but it would probably be best to use some specialist wheel cleaner. I don't have any at the moment. I thought I did, but I don't, so I'm not going to use that, but that's what I'm going to do first. Actually clean the back inside of the wheel, but I've only got one sponge and that's just going to pick up a whole heap of dirt. That's going to not be a good idea for the next rims, so it would look okay on the back, but these ones aren't too bad on the back anyway, so plus you can't really see into them. You want to let the wheel dry. First layer of sanding we're going to do is with it would be good to do 150, and if you've got really deep scores and cuts and gutter rash that you want to get rid of, you could even go harder than that, but even with a Dremel if you want on the corners, but this one doesn't have anything like that, so I'm going to start with 240, and I probably won't spend too long on that, just do a rough up of it. I might try and get rid of that a little bit, but just want to dry for that first one. Okay, we're on 320 now. As you can see, it's nice and wet. Sorry I didn't hit record when I was saying it before, but at this point, we dip a lot. Make sure it's nice and wet. Okay, so you can see that was after 320 wet. Give that a wash off. And so that's washed off. As you can see, there's scratch marks. So what we're doing with going with the different grits each time, the finer grits each time, is to remove those scratches or make them as small as possible so you can't see them. Just wondering, I might need to hit the spokes a bit harder because there's sort of some water marks. There's a gouge here I didn't notice before, but anyway, I might hit them a bit harder with a harder grit just to get rid of that before I continue. So that's how we're sitting at 320. I worked on the spokes a bit more because I don't know if you can see it here or not, but like that one in particular, I didn't work is hard. It's definitely got some lines and score marks in it. This one too. I worked this one a bit harder, that one not hard enough, but I would have probably have to have started with a heavier compound, a harder compound, and dry sand those till they're smooth basically. So I'm going to leave it here, and the next one I'm going to do I'm going to do it harder on the spokes because I didn't really notice those score marks until I started getting into it. But anyway, we'll do 600 now. That's an extra step just before we get to 1000 and 2000. So that should hopefully well, we'll see what happens. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, make it a bit smoother. 600 this time. Okay, so here we are after 600 grit. $1,000 grit. Okay, for these ones, 1,000 and the next one, which is 2,000, probably want to go and spend a bit of time on it to really get a good polish. So this is at 1,000. So next we'll do 2,000. This one you need to dip extra in the water just to make sure everything's nicely lubricated. Okay, this is after 2,000 grit. You can already see it's looking pretty polished. I'm going to hit the rim, the inside rim, just this part again, just to make it a little bit smoother. Definitely could do with a bit more. I mean, you could spend a long time doing all this if you really wanted to get it 100% perfect, but you can get it really looking good. It's already looking alright anyway. I'm pretty happy with that. But I'll give the lip a bit more of a hit and see how we go. So that's how it's looking now after I worked on it a bit more with the 2,000 grit. So I'll just give it a bit of time to fully dry and then hit it with the polish and see how it comes up. Okay, things have dried up now. So we'll give this a whirl. Mother's Mag and aluminium polish. It's pretty easy to use. Just dip a buffer or terry toweling cloth into it and rub it all over the metal until a black residue appears, and then sort of spread that around. After that's all done, wipe it off. That's the black residue there. Okay, so I rubbed it over all surfaces now, so let's buff it out. There you have it, that's the final product. So you could even get a better shine if you used some more polish. As you can see, my terry towel is pretty much covered in that black residue that's on both sides. So you need a clean towel. Once you've layered it all on with that stuff and the black residue appears, you need to then get a clean towel to wipe it down, which I've done, but it could do with a bit more, but looks alright for the moment. So there you have it. Let's see what it looks like on the car. Not bad. You can definitely see the shine from that compared to what it looked like before, as you can now see here. A lot duller, not as shiny, and not as bright and popping. This is looking really good. That's just with a bit of tyre shine. Well, as you can see, the tyre is pretty dirty anyway, but it just makes it pop a little bit more. Now I just need better wheel nuts, and it should look pretty good. Alright, see you next time all.